Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 30th. You have this deep knowing card and this yang energy card. So it's like you know that you need to start something because that yang energy card is kind of like the Ace of Wands. And it just represents like a quick start or a fresh start or a new start or a passionate new beginning, whatever you want to call it. So I feel that you could be feeling very energetic at the beginning of the year here. And, especially this first week, technically, although it's not a full week, I guess. But, again, I feel like you could be feeling more motivated. That deep knowing card says that you already know what to do. So, again, I would just trust your instincts here or trust what you already know, and I think that will serve you the best. You have the King of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Nine of Wands coming up here. The King of Swords is the card of knowledge and wisdom, so he kind of like already knows what he needs to do, and he needs to trust his knowledge and wisdom, everything that he's learned on his journey to be more successful. So I think that the King of Swords is also saying that you know exactly what you need to do, or exactly where you need to get started. And so I would just trust that inner knowingness with the King of Swords. You have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is about, carrying a heavy burden. Obviously he's carrying these 10 wands, and he cannot see how close he is to reaching his goal. Those wands are right in front of his face, so again, he can't really see where he's going. I personally like the Ten of Wands. He is carrying a burden, but the story of the Ten of Wands is that he planted those wands, so he wants them to grow. He grew those wands, I should say, and he wants the harvest. So those 10 wands represent his harvest. But sometimes I feel that, like, some of those wands might not be yours. They could be your neighbors, right? So the 10 of wands is good, but at the same time, it can say make sure that you're not carrying so many burdens that you can't see in front of you. You can't see the forest through the trees, basically. And I would just make sure that any responsibilities or any extra things that you're dealing with, make sure that you need to actually have those responsibilities. And we also have the Nine of Wands. You also end with the Seven of Wands. Both of these cards are great for putting up boundaries or protecting yourself. So I think it would be a great time to kind of either express your boundaries or to put boundaries up with people, especially if you're carrying too many burdens. Again, I don't really feel that for all of you. So again, I'm not saying that like all of you are dealing with these burdens, but I'm just saying if you are, then I would definitely put up boundaries. I also feel that you should not give up on something. We go Nine of Cups, Eight of Wands with the Ace of Swords here. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. This can represent a turnaround. This could be a wish. This is quick success. This is a victory. And we also have the Seven of Wands over here. Seven of Wands is a card of boundaries, but it's also a card of conviction. It says, and sorry, this deck is messed up. Let me fix it. So it's a card that says when you know that when you are like 110% committed to accomplishing something, that's when you'll accomplish it. So, I think that this is saying you need to stick to whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Yes, with the King of Swords, you have the Nine of Wands. I really feel this is you here, Taurus. I feel, yes, I understand that the King of Swords is not your energy, but, I think that you are entering into this reading as the King of Swords. You've learned a lot. You have this knowledge and wisdom that you've gained over the years, and it just looks to me like you're using it, which is great because you're probably using it for success. With the Ten of Wands, you have the High Priestess. The High Priestess can represent trusting your intuition, of course. She can represent secrets and mysteries as well. She's really the card of unlimited potential. She has no roof over her head, and the no roof over her head says she can pretty much accomplish anything she sets her mind to. It might not be easy, might be the Ten of Wands, might require a lot of work, but, if she wants something bad enough, she will make it happen. And so I think a lot of you, the way that I look at the High Priestess is that there is a theory that her back is to the world. So she has put herself in isolation, kind of like the hermit, and she has her back to the world, not forever, just for a short period of time, so that she can figure out what the hell she wants to do with her life. And so if you don't know what you want to do with your life, which, no one does, then I would take a little bit of time to, rest, relax, recover, meditate, do all those things so you can get answers. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Death card. Yeah, like I think there is a change in your work because of the Ten of Wands and also the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is a change in direction. These two cards here, Eight of Wands and the Ace of Swords, would represent much more focus, which, again, it's kind of like one of those words that surprised me for 2025. Even in the January reading I did, in the 2025 readings that I did, the word focus kept appearing in the readings, and it just seems to me like I think 2025 just could be a good year to like pick one thing, that's it, and make it happen. That's it. So pick one goal, make it happen. That's what I would do. That is what I'm going to do in 2025 because of the readings. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this unrevealed secrets. It says, what is happening on the surface is not what you'll see if you dive deeper. High Priestess, Ace of Swords. Both cards kind of represent going deeper into something, learning more about something. So again, don't just look at the surface. I always say, like, I think that, maybe for the next couple of years, it could be a time where we just kind of become interested in something like a hobby or a plan or a goal. But it's like we just look at the surface. We're not looking deeper. And I definitely feel this energy for like everyone. And so I think if you become interested in something, research it, because you never know what you might discover. And really, we are kind of like in a time of the unknown. You have this Sagittarius card that says expansion. It says you are ready to expand and move forward to your next lucky break. Yes. I think it's about time that luck, it changes for Taurus. So, I think that we have the Wheel of Fortune here, which is a change in your fortunes. So it definitely could be a very lucky time. You have the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. I do feel love for some of you, and it could be a fire sign or an air sign. Could be any sign, general reading. But, I definitely feel it could be someone who's older than you as well, with the King of Swords showing up here. Or you could be the older one, take it how it resonates. But I do feel love, but I also feel that you have two aces here, and two aces is amazing for a new beginning. So I think anything new that you're looking to get started on could be very good. The Ace of Cups wants us to make sure that we do things that flow. So meaning that if we take action on whatever this is, that there is some sort of return of energy. All this cup has to do is reach down into this water and fill itself back up. So, this would not be you doing things that burn you out. The Ace of Cups is doing things that fulfill you. And then on top of that, you have the Nine of Cups, which is total fulfillment. So the reason he is in fulfillment is because he is in fulfillment, right? And this is like a chicken or the egg type of situation here, Taurus. Like, he feels fulfilled before he gets fulfillment. And that is the secret with the Nine of Cups. I think that the way I feel about the Nine of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune is that they're both very good cards, but I also think that some people, and again, I'm not hating on any readers here or anything like that. I think people should read however the hell they want, number one, because tarot is interpretation, right? So let's get that out of the way. But I do think that some people make it out to be better than it actually is. Like, they're good cards, don't get me wrong, but we have to do something with both of these cards. It doesn't just magically happen. And so with the Nine of Cups, we have to act as if we already have what we want. And we have to really be in the energy. We have to adopt the habits. We have to do the things that people who are successful doing what we want, we have to do those things that those people do. And if you do that, that is how you can be fulfilled before you have fulfillment. So I would definitely practice that at this time, Taurus. You have the Wheel of Fortune. You show up right here. So the Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of your card, but not really, but kind of, because you show up right here. And, whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength. The Wheel of Fortune is about a change in your fortunes, but like I said, we have to do something to make this happen. With the Wheel of Fortune, we have to double down on the good stuff, and we have to get rid of the bad stuff just as quickly. So as long as you're doubling down on the good energies, things will go well for you. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Page of Swords. Yes, it is crazy that I literally said that you have to dig into things. You have to not just go skim the surface, because the Page of Swords is my card of being a detective. You really have to dig in with the Page of Swords. He becomes interested in something. He's a card of curiosity. When he becomes interested in something, he really looks into whatever it is, like the topic, whatever. So I think it's time for you to really dig into things. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but again, we don't really see anything like that in this reading. I would say that the Seven of Swords is really a good card. As I always say, it is a golden card. Golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. And the Seven of Swords is a card of tactics, or doing something tactically. And I think for everyone, again, we are in a time of third place solutions. I say this all the time. If like anything that you're trying to accomplish, I would just find a better way. And, probably your first couple of tries aren't going to work, but, that's also the time that we're in. Like whatever we want, it might not work right away. But if we keep innovating, then we will be successful. And I would definitely encourage that here. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Eight of Swords, sorry. The Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction. Wouldn't even worry about it because the Ace of Swords, that's why I said Ace of Swords, can represent, setting yourself free. So I think you're cutting yourself free from something. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Reflect card and this Approve card. It is a great time for reflection. We still have Mars retrograde until like February 23rd, and then we'll be in the shadow, forever until April 30th, basically. So, we had all this retrograde energy. We still have a bunch of retrograde energy. Just a good time for reflection and, looking at the things that you want out of life and, kind of thinking about how you can get those things. You have the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Six of Swords. Eight of Wands is quick success or quick conclusion. So there could be some sort of quick success coming in for you with the Eight of Wands, and love it. I would say that, again, focus is very important. Eight of Wands, all these wands are pointing in one direction. Ace of Swords is a laser-like focus, picking one thing, making it happen. So that is going to be your secret sauce for at least the beginning of the year, maybe longer, maybe all year, right? So I would just pick something, make it your focus, and make it happen. You have the Ace of Swords, which is a victory or a big win coming in for you. The funny thing about the Ace of Swords is that the sword is above the mountains, and the sword being above the mountains can represent that there will always be obstacles in life, but you will always be able to overcome them because the sword is above the mountains. But, intuitively, I feel like this is talking about just the challenges that you've been through in general, the things that you've dealt with, and, you could be kind of coming out on top here, or you could be, coming out of a situation where you've been trying to claim your crown. Didn't I say this to you? As those words left my mouth, I'm like, I just said this to Taurus, something about you claiming your crown. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. It might not have been you, but I'm pretty sure it was you. And so it seems to me like you're claiming some sort of authority, or you're becoming an authority in life, which I think would be great for you, Taurus. And especially if you're going to be teaching others. And again, I say teaching, but you don't have to become a teacher. You could just be teaching people by doing, right? I think being an inspiration is what we should all be doing right now. If you are being an inspiration, meaning you're doing something that was hard for you to do, you're inspiring others to also do it, you're being a teacher without actually teaching, right? So I think that, that could be important for you as well, but definitely could be becoming an authority. You have the Six of Swords, just general improvements for you here, Taurus. I think that you've been working towards improvements for a long time. I really feel that Uranus and Taurus has been really pushing Taurus to create freedom in their life. So, this to me just looks like just general energy. That's it. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Ten of Wands. Yes, I think you need to focus. Again, remove the junk, remove the clutter with the Ten of Wands. If you have people that are putting too much pressure on you, or if you have people that are putting their own BS on you, Taurus, that's what I'd be looking to cut out here, because it could be distracting. Eight of Wands, just needs to move in one direction and can't be pulled in multiple directions. So I think that, if you have to tell people to screw off nicely or get lost, I would just say get lost, but I'm not nice. So, that's what I would say there. But, if that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Chariot. Big victory coming in for you. I mean, you have so many victory cards in this reading. It's amazing. So there definitely could be some sort of big win or a big victory. I do feel like part of me feels like you are letting go of something here. We don't traditionally think of these cards, like Ace of Swords and this one, as letting something go, or the Eight of Wands. But, what I would say is that the Chariot, we could say, he's leaving the city behind and the traditional meaning is that he is setting himself apart. But I kind of feel that this city behind you, Taurus, is an old story that you are trying to live, is like the intuitive feeling that I get here. It's like, if you grew up in the 70s, right? It's like, I don't know. I wasn't born in the 70s, so I have no freaking clue. But it's like, I don't know what people wanted to be when they grew up in the 70s. Maybe they wanted to be stockbrokers, right? In the 70s, because maybe that was a cool thing to do. And it's like, maybe if you grew up in that time, back then, you wanted to be a stockbroker. But maybe now you realize it's BS. And so that you want to make a change. It's like, that's the feeling I get on the Chariot. It's like, you want it to be something, but like maybe you realize it's not good or you don't want to do it. And now I feel like you're going in a new direction. I could have just said that. That would have been easier, right? With the Six of Swords, you have the Hermit. The Hermit, we kind of said the Hermit earlier, I think. But the Hermit has been through a dark night of the soul. And he has found his inner light, and he needs to shine his inner light. So I was talking about being a teacher. And, again, he needs to be a teacher by being an inspiration, which I think would be definitely a good thing for you to do here, Taurus. You have 3 cards at the end here. You have this Draft Spirit. It says, see the big picture. Yes, definitely. 10 of Wands, you can't see the big picture with all those wands in front of your face. So I think that for a lot of you, making sure that you're not carrying too many burdens will allow you to see the big picture. You have the Scarab Beetle. It says magic works through you. You also have this Parrot. It says watch your words. Yes, I think we all, it seems to me like it's another one of those years that could be very good for manifesting. So I think we all need to be very careful with the words that we use, against ourselves, with other people, and, things like that. So I would definitely be careful with this energy. You have the Knight of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a card of adventure. And I think it's an amazing time. I think it's another good year to go on adventures. It's a 9-year, 9th house Sagittarius. I think it could be an adventure time or an adventure year or, something along those lines. So, I think that if you want to go on adventures or anything like that, I would be traveling, having fun, doing fun things, all that other good stuff I think would be really, really good. Next, you have the 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is a card of hard, diligent work, but he's working on one thing. He's not working on 900 things like the guy on the 10 of Wands. So, this is a very good reading, but like my one criticism of the reading, I guess, it would be, putting too much work into things that you don't need to work on or, doing too much work for other people or something like that. So, 8 of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. And it basically says there could be more money coming in for you in the future, and which is good. But again, I wouldn't be wasting time doing other things. Right? Focus. You have the 7 of Wands. Yeah, the more sure of yourself you are, the better with the 7 of Wands, especially in the good stuff. The 7 of Wands says when you get to that point where you know that something will be successful, and you truly believe it deep down inside, that's where success will come from for you. So I would do that. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Star. Yes, the Star is, of course, a blessing. It is a card of hope, faith, and renewal. So there definitely could be blessings coming in for you at this time. The Star is also a card of focus. We have to have one big North Star. We have to follow this guiding light to accomplish things. The Star also has this bird right here, which is the ibis, and it's a bird of knowledge and wisdom. And so the Star also represents seeing the big picture. So like I said earlier, I think it would be a great time for you to see the big picture. With the 8 of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is like your emotions overflowing, being very happy. So I think that it could be a good time for your emotions at this time, or your emotions could really be overflowing because we have the Ace of Cups twice. I also think that, some of you could be meeting someone through work, or, that Page of Swords could be a person who has their eye on you, Taurus. I definitely feel it could be a new person. You have basically every sign here. It could be anything. With the 7 of Wands, you have the World, big accomplishment. Again, major victory, big accomplishment, big victory coming in this reading. So a lot of you seem to be very focused on your goals, or you seem to be very focused on, accomplishing things at this time, which is great. You have this Cup card. It says you should accept valid criticism. I mean, sure. I don't know. I never know what to say with this card because it's like, okay, sure. whatever. You have this December card and this Broken Wishbone card. It says, wish will not be granted. I kind of feel like some wish hasn't been granted or something like that. And, I would say this has to do with your focus, like I just see you with all these focus cards going down this path, but it's like every once in a while, I think there's something that distracts you over here where it's like you go in this new direction and it doesn't work out. You get disappointed. I feel like this is saying it's because you're not staying on the path. So I think you need to see one thing through to the end. That's going to lead to the victory for you. You have this eye. It says psychic ability, trust your intuition. Yes, High Priestess. I definitely feel that your intuition is on fire this year, and at the end of the year here. So I would be listening to your messages, your dreams, your daydreams, signs, symbols, synchronicities. The list goes on and on there. You have this Grapes card that says, time to go out and have fun, Seven of Swords. On the Seven of Swords, the guy on the Seven of Swords has polka dots on his cloak here, and polka dots in the tarot represent needing to have fun. They actually can sometimes represent a person who's taking things too seriously and not having fun, so, I would definitely have fun. And finally, you have this happiness card. Yes, I think you will be very happy, Taurus, with the outcome of this year and going into next year, especially if you stay focused. That's going to lead to the most happiness. But this looks really good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.